Henry's day off. Henry the Green Engine has worked on the Fat Controller's Railway for many years. He pulls the flying kipper and logs from the quarry. He loves seeing all the sights on Sodor, but the forest is his favourite place than anywhere else. One day Henry had been working extra hard. He has been to the docks, he's even been shunting his trucks, and he's even taken the express. After his long hard busy day he went back to the sheds. "Henry has been busy," said Duck. "I definitely need a good night's sleep tonight," said Henry. He was too tired to talk to the other engines, and so he fell asleep at once. The next morning the Fat Controller arrived to see the engines. He was proud of all his engines after working so hard yesterday. "And you are the only engine who's been working the hardest," the Fat Controller told Henry. "As a reward you can have a day off." Henry was delighted. "How wonderful," he said. "Thank you, sir." Henry decided to make most of his day off by going to every place on the island. He thought he'd save going to his favourite place, the forest, until last. First he went to Knapford Station to see Edward. "What are you going to do on your day off?" asked Edward. "I'll be going to the forest later," replied Henry. "But first I thought I'll talk to all my friends and see all the sights." "Well, I'd love to talk," said Edward. "If I have time later, I'll come and keep you company at the forest." "That would be lovely," said Henry, and the two engines set off. Later, Henry met Lady at Wayside Village Station. He wondered if Lady would like to come to the forest. "Yes, please," said Lady. "I'll come later, after I've finished taking my trucks to the quarry." When he got to Elsbridge Station, he met Murdoch, Oliver and Toad, and he also asked them if they would like to come to the forest. "It's a good idea," said Oliver. "We love the forest, Mr. Henry," said Toad. "It will be a good place for peace and quiet," agreed Murdoch. Henry had had such a lovely day on his day off so far. He'd been round the island and he'd even invited some of his friends to the forest. He thought it was time to head there now. But then there was trouble. He puffed so hard that he completely ran out of water. "Oh dear," thought Henry, "I'm stuck." Then he saw Bertie the bus. "What are you doing out here?" asked Bertie. "It's my day off," explained Henry. "I was on my way to the forest, and I even invited Edward, Lady, Murdoch, Oliver and Toad to come and join me, but I've run out of water, and I suspect they'll get there before me, and realise I've let them down because I've not been there." "Don't you worry," said Bertie kindly. "I'm heading towards the forest, and I'll go get help," and Bertie hurried off. By now the other engines were starting to arrive at the forest. "Where's Henry?" asked Murdoch. "He said you'll be here," said Lady. "He invited us here especially," said Oliver. Then Bertie arrived. "Henry has run out of water," said Bertie. "He's stuck on the main line." "I'll go and rescue him," said Edward, and then he set off to find Henry. Edward found Henry. "I'm sorry," explained Henry. "I've made you all come to the forest, and I've wasted your time because I've not been there." "Nonsense, Henry," said Edward. "It's not your fault. We're all waiting for you at the forest." Edward buffered up to Henry, and the two engines set off to the forest. Edward and Henry puffed into the forest. "I'm glad you come," said Oliver. "The forest wouldn't be the same without you," said Toad. And Bertie, Toad, Oliver, Lady, Murdoch, Edward and Henry spent the whole day in Henry's favourite forest. It was lovely and quiet except the sound of the leaves rustling, birds singing and its wing brushing the air, river running down the stream, and even people walking in the woods and children's laughter. The Fat Controller came to see them. "Did you have a lovely day off?" he asked Henry. "Oh yes, I did, sir," replied Henry. "Apart from that I ran out of water earlier, but I got here in the end and I invited some of my friends." "Excellent," said the Fat Controller. "Tomorrow I'll be taking some children on a nature walk, and so I'll need you to teach them about wildlife." Henry was delighted about that job, and his day off was worth it.